Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we are in RFS. That's a flight simulator made by RORTOS. Today we're gonna be looking at the Airbus A320. Okay, let's press fly now. Here we can see we'll be choosing the Airbus A320. There are lots of other planes like the 787 or the A380, which is nice. I will be choosing the livery of Swiss because Swiss is my favorite airline and I really like them. Okay, I will be flying, as you can see here. Um, the weather, as you can see here, the night is on the right side of the screen and the day is on the left side, though I can change that afterwards. I will be taking off at Zurich, which is a very big airport. It has 3 runways and it is very big. I'll be flying to the Geneva airport, that is also in Switzerland. Geneva airport is on the border to France. Let's start the flight. Okay, let's just switch off the engines and get a nice start. Of course, we have to put ACU and ground power unit in. The load, let's just open every door. Let's passengers, let's put much as we can. It's 8 tons of fuel. Let's just close all these doors. Let's put on the engines again. And with that we can also put on all the lights and the signs. So you can't smoke on this flight and you have to be seated by now. This is the Zurich airport. It is actually not really very detailed in real life. It is very much bigger and there are much more terminals. Let's put the flaps to 3 because the runway is actually quite long. They have 3 runways, one very long one where A380s and 747 take off. I've actually done some videos about that. I have some videos on my phone. Let's disconnect ground power unit. Let's get into the cockpit. Here, as you can see, they've actually redone this. Okay, and they've also done the windows quite nicely. Parking brakes are off, so we can put throttle up and go on.
V1. Rotate.
Okay, let's take off now before we overrun. And let's try not tail strike. Okay, we're in the air now, and we have the autopilot on. Good, I think we can now remove gear and also remove the flaps to a certain point so we don't stall out. Now let's look at our flight path. We are going to go here. This is Geneva Airport. As approach, I want to set the other runway so we can actually have a better approach, because or else we have to go around the airport. We'll be flying at 3,300 feet, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We have perfect weather. There is nearly no wind, and we also have nearly no clouds. So the A320 is around $77 million US dollars, which is actually quite cheap for such a jet. Now we will be taking off at Geneva Airport, and landing at Zurich Airport International. So the A320 can actually be seated up to 170 passengers. Let's just put some lights. It's right now night. Let's put some flaps, and 3 should
Flaps.
be enough. Let's enter cockpit view, put off brakes and full throttle.
80 knots.
I don't think that was the best takeoff that I did. It looks like okay, good.
Gear up.
Let's remove
Flaps.
flaps and just get flying. Cockpit view. No, I don't need that. So as you can see, we're gonna fly kind of U-turn and fly back here to the just last waypoint, which is FI at 3,300 feet. So we'll be always flying at 3,300 feet, which is actually quite low. Here we have the nice sunset, and in here we have the cockpit. This cockpit here is actually, I think, one of the older ones because it doesn't have those big screens that the new one have. So it doesn't have the screens of the A321. And also here we see some manual gauges, which in the A321 are non-existent because they wanted to have small screens with those gauges on them. And in the A321 there are also bigger screens and more of them. Might need to put seatbelt sign back. We are now turning to fly to F to fly no. Here we have another waypoint, which is Todd at 23,000 feet. So we'll be ascending to 23,000 feet, which is just normal cruising altitude for planes. For normal commercial planes, the outside temperature is -1 degrees, which is quite reasonable. And there we have the Geneva airport there in the background and the nice clouds. And we are now going to be ascending to 23,000 feet. So right now, as you can see, we're not on the flight path, not really, and that is quite normal actually. And now I have skipped to the next waypoint and we're waiting to spawn in the air. Let's put autopilot on and just keep on flying. We're right now at 23,000 feet, so way above the clouds, which are quite realistic in this flight simulator. I don't think other people actually have to put seatbelts on because there's no need for it. And we are actually rapidly descending, and there is the nice moon here, and the sun just went down over there. That's nice. Looking at the flight path, we could actually even skip to the next waypoint, which is FI. Yeah, FI, also Phi, but Phi just doesn't sound that good. As you can see here in Zurich, there is some not good weather. I'm gonna be choosing the longest runway. My autopilot is stalling me. I have ice problems. Okay, I have low speed, which is very bad. Let's put some flaps to counter
Flaps.
steer that. Okay, we still have low speed, but I think it's okay right now. With the flaps, I think it's okay. Okay, our speed is now returned to normal,
Flaps.
and it's pretty much switching our engines right off again, and it's heading into a very wrong direction. I have no idea what it's doing, so I'll just go for a landing there because I don't really want to crash anymore. Okay, let's just put approach on autopilot because I don't think I can handle this very good. Because I cannot see anything, and that's why actually approach was made. Which is actually, and we have wind from the back, which means we're likely to stall. Let's put some flaps
Flaps.
on, some brake. Let's arm the spoilers,
Gear down.
and gear we can also already put down. Let's do that if we have to do an emergency landing
Flaps.
somewhere in the Hudson River. We still have quite a way to go till the runway, but let's just keep descending. As you can hear, we are descending. We have still 39% of fuel left, which I'm gonna dump a little bit off because it's too much, and we are going to